good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Once again, Resident Evil, welcome to Raccoon City, a reboot of the Resident Evil franchise, which this time is supposed to be more true to the actual game. I love Resident Evil. I enjoyed the movies for what they were. I especially like the first Resident Evil and Resident Evil Apocalypse were fun for what they were because they still had aspects of the original game storyline, but then after that, they just went completely into left field. And yes, characters did pop up. Claire popped up, Chris, Wesker, whatever. It's not Resident Evil. As far as the games, but this is supposed to be more true too. So let's just go ahead, take a look.
Come on. Every story has a beginning. Discover the origin of evil.
Why are you back here, Claire? Your conspiracies weren't true when we were kids. They're not true now.
We need to expose Umbrella. Watch this.
I'm afraid, Claire. I'm afraid of what they're gonna do to this town. You see, Umbrella, they had an incident. I'm talking Chernobyl, if you know what I mean. People are getting sick. You gotta help us, Claire. Let the world know what's really going on.
We have to contain this.
Trying to get up that great big hill of hope.
Really?
Shall we go?
For a destination. Into a crisis of times when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out. What's in my head? I am feeling.
What were Umbrella doing here?
This is where they're experimenting on him.
A little peculiar.
We should split up.
Into a week in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream to the top of my lungs, what's going on?
What the?
And I say,
We gotta get out of here.
We're gonna take Umbrella down.
what's going on?
All right. So, okay. Okay, I have mixed feelings about this. Okay, granted one thing, obviously. You've played the games for so long, you have this kind of used to kind of a look of how the characters look. Um, again, it's an adaptation, so whatever. But again, between like I said, between even the old school games, how they were, but especially with the remakes, how gorgeous they look. You look at again, and yes, their appearances have changed a little bit between the installments of the game, but for the most part, they've stayed the same. Then you even look at, there were, a couple of Resident Evil CGI movies that were released, over the years, Degeneration, Damnation, and I forget what the last one is. I have it over here somewhere. Anyways, but yeah, there are three of them, and so like you said, you have the look of Leon and Claire, especially, but again, various, but then again, like you look at Resident Evil 7, where Chris looks completely different than the rest of the series, so it's whatever. But I'm saying a general type of look, including the Resident Evil, Netflix series that Infinite Darkness. So then to get again, yes, you don't necessarily cast for actors that look just the part, but I mean, you generally try to kind of go for it. Even in a Resident Evil Apocalypse, um, I think it was Sienna Miller who played Jill Valentine, of course, looked very much like the characterization of Jill. That's one thing. That's a little gripe, Even if you have different type of actors, I think you could try to make them look a little bit more to what we're similar. But granted, that's whatever. Okay, so that aside, like I said, story wise, it looks like we have a meshing of Resident Evil 1 and 2 specifically. Um, Again, let's look good. I'm glad. I'm happy to see the Spencer Mansion. Sorry, thought I saw something for a minute. I think I had some fiber from work, but I'm happy to see the Spencer Mansion. Of course, that iconic early one of the first things in the game of the first zombie that you see eating on the corpse and then turning around. Again, any Resident Evil fan, that is an iconic, and I'm glad they included that. I know they have a version of Lisa Trevor in here, um, and again, and then like I said, I guess kind of obviously we have Claire and Leon, so a mixing of Resident Evil 1 and 2. So I don't know if they're happening at the same time and they're going to be just two kind of different stories. Um, since, like I said, canonically, if you will, Resident Evil 2 takes place like right after Resident Evil 1, kind of, you could say. But again, I guess, yeah, you could say they happen at the same time. Anyways, most of the CG look pretty good. The liquor look good. The dogs look good. There was this one creature that did look really CGI-y, if you will. But again, maybe it was just that, so I had to watch it again in context. But overall, it looks like a true homage to the games. And that's amazing. It does look kind of, again, from the initial stills and looking at some parts of it, it does look kind of cheap. It does. Again, maybe that's just me. It does. I don't know what the budget is on it. I may look that up. But it looks like it's going to be a fun time and very Resident Evil, which we completely got away from in the first series with, first movies with Mila Jovovich. And again, I have the first three on my shelf. The last three, I mean, I've seen all of them. I just never bought the other ones because I bought the first one in a trilogy. And like I said, the first two, good. The third one, eh. And then the last three, ridiculous. But anyways, I've ranted on enough. Looks good. I think I know what I'm doing. What was the date on that? November 24th. Okay, so in a month and a week, basically, I pretty much know what I'm doing. I'm going to see freaking Resident Evil. I have to say though that as far as music goes for trailers, there's some that seem to fit just perfectly, and some it's like, what? Four non-blondes? What's going on? A very odd choice. I mean, maybe if they had kind of done it like, a mini trailer have had a creepy version of something, I mean, I'm sure there are examples before this, but one of the first main examples to me is, the Avengers Age of Ultron trailer that has, slightly sinister I've Got No Strings on Me. Trying to remember, and even though I never saw Maleficent, I still haven't seen Maleficent 1 or 2. The slightly more slow Once Upon a Dream. Um, I know I'm missing one or two other things in my mind, but even like as far as use of effective music and everything, um, in the beginning of Black Widow, the cover of Smells Like Teen Spirit, it like I said, music sets it. So even that song, "What's Going On," I think it could have been an interesting song for it because again, what's going on in all this apocalypse. But it was still so close to the original. I mean, if not the original song, that it's just like, huh? Okay. Maybe if I watch it again, it'll seem better to me. Which, let's just go watch it together again. You've heard me rant enough, and then that will be it for my opinion here. Okay, let us watch this again.
Every story has a beginning. Discover the origin of evil.
Okay, so we're going to stop here a couple times. First of all, I guess so Claire knows about Umbrella in this version now. I, I guess maybe they're going to kind of like make her kind of like a reporter or some type of activist. I don't know, which in the games, she becomes more of an activist after having to deal with this. But, as we'll see later in the video again, whoever she watches the tapes, which again, something from the games, the newer games, the remakes, very nice. But yeah, let's keep going. And hold on. What was that date? September.
Why are you back here, Claire?
Discover the origin of evil.
So September 30th, 1988.
Why are you back here, Claire? Your conspiracies weren't true when we were kids. They're not true now.
We need
Okay. Robbie Amell as Chris. Okay. Again, obviously this is a slightly different Leon, Chris, and Claire. I guess got just so used to Chris being this big macho guy and all. So yeah, I mean I like Robbie Amell. So let's go.
need to expose Umbrella. Watch this.
I'm afraid, Claire. I'm afraid of what they're gonna do to this town. You see, Umbrella, they had an incident. I'm talking Chernobyl, if you know what I mean. People are getting sick.
Okay, and I'm just saying this as far as iconog iconography. Um, that shot, like again, as you're playing the games, you're going through things like a tanker crashed in front of the RPD, or of course cars.
You gotta help us, Claire. Let the world know what's really going on.
Parking lot.
25 years and my life is still
We have to contain this.
trying to get up that great big hill of hope
Shall we go?
for a destination into a crisis.
Neil McDonough. Not said. Neil McDonough.
Times when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out. What's in my head, and I am feeling
What were Umbrella doing here?
This is where they're experimenting on him.
a little peculiar.
Okay, so let's do that again. So were they experimenting on Chris? Like,
On him.
A little peculiar.
We should split up.
Into a week in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream for the top of my lungs. What's going on?
What the?
And I say,
okay. Like I said, minor thing, but where is it? Sorry, back up. Okay. Itchy Tasty. I know it seems so weird, but again, if you've played the games and you've read through the files and something, that's something a lot of times the people as they're turning, they'll be like, itchy, so itchy, itchy, hungry. Ate him, tasty.
We gotta get out of here. We're gonna take Umbrella down.
Okay, yeah, that shot, I'm sorry, that just looks so CG. Is that supposed to be William Birkin? I hmm. Or a version of William Birkin with the eyeballs and everything. I don't know, but you know, that's one shot. Just kind of like, eh. All right, so yeah, that looks like it's just gonna be so much campy fun. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. That's all. So. As always, thank you for spending some of your time with me. Thanks for watching. As always, feel free to share, subscribe. Hopefully, hit that like if you like my content, you know, and subscribe. Hit the little alert button, whatever it is down there. You know, feel free. Give me your comments. What did you think of that? For you Resident Evil fans, for you non-Resident Evil fans, or Resident Evil fans of only the movies but not the games. So many layers here. So just in general, anyone, let me know what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.